First, Dr. Cooper, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. Celebrity diplomacy isn't really a new phenomenon. It's been going on for a while. So I'm curious to know why you chose to write a book about it now. Has something changed recently about celebrity diplomacy?
I think two things have changed. One, of course, the access that celebrities have to governmental leaders. You see this in the G8 context particularly, that somebody like Bono has complete access to President Bush, Prime Minister Tony Blair, the new president of France, Sarkozy. And I mean, this is different than what we would have seen in the 80s and 90s. The other, of course, is the targeted celebrity diplomacy on issues like Darfur, much more sort of confrontational, much more sophisticated in many ways.
A lot of celebrities like to make statements about their personal and political causes when they accept awards on TV, such as at the Oscars or the Emmys. What do you think about this trend?
Well, it shows that the sort of public and the private lives are coming together and the sort of mixing up their professionalisms. People like Audrey Hepburn wouldn't have done this, 20, 30 years ago. They would have been advocates. They would have worked for the United Nations on UNICEF. But they tended not to sort of blur the lines. They either did it when they were retired, or they had real firewalls between their two sort of lives. Now everything is all mixed up together. So you have somebody like Richard Gere, pushing on Tibet and criticizing the Chinese government. There's sort of an edginess now and a mixture of lives that's both exciting but also quite complex, because sometimes you don't know which of these lives that they're actually living.
Who is your favorite celebrity diplomat?
Bono is top of the list. I also think Mia Farrow. I don't know if she would call herself a celebrity diplomat, but somebody who has pushed the Chinese government on Darfur in a very sophisticated way. But I think that's probably those are my two favorites.
Who do you think is the best or most effective celebrity diplomat?
I think those two, and I still think Angelina, even though was probably not quite as identified with a particular issue as the other two. I think probably that's why she would be sort of down. She's out there. You sort of have to take her with a degree of importance, and she has gone leaps and miles ahead of what you would have imagined her doing so earlier in her career.
Do you think that a celebrity could make an effective leader of the United States or Canada?
Because I wouldn't say she's a celebrity diplomat, but she's a celebrity opinion leader, of course, is Oprah. And here you have seen polls that if Oprah ran as a candidate for president, she would get huge amount of support. I think if you're talking about celebrities, particularly in the United States, she's the one that jumps out.
So maybe Oprah for president in 2012.
Well, I don't think I'd be the only one who would be curious about somebody like this. Whether she has the appetite, whether she has the elbows for politics. If you're just talking about somebody that has an immense celebrity status, probably she is a classic.
Well, thank you very much again for your time.
Thanks, Jessica.